Hi, Simon and I are here to welcome you to the vlog. We don't know what exactly the vlog is going to be about, but it's kind of undecided. I'm having another eczema flare-up. Atopic dermatitis flare-up. Can you tell? Probably not. I have a lot of ointments on it. Ointment, what a word, ointment. But at least I brought the sunshine with me from LA. I'm gonna be doing some thrifting in this episode, probably. If you're following the alphabet superset, that would fall under U for used. Let's go. It's not, it's the one with Dakota Fanning.
Thank you.
You know, I was just thinking about pizza. If you had pizza for lunch and then someone asked, hey, we're having pizza for dinner, you'd probably be like, I had pizza for lunch already. I had pizza today. But if you had tomato soup and grilled cheese for lunch, probably wouldn't think twice, would you? Pizza in a different form, is it not? You have all the ingredients, cheese, bread, tomato, something to think about. If we're talking about used purchases, what better time than to introduce something you don't see, because I'm always using it to film my cameras, if you hadn't guessed. What I love about used cameras is a lot of the time you get footage along with them, and this one included footage of two men on a boat. What looked like it could have been Greece or Italy, out on the sea in a boat on a windy day. and it was beautiful. It's a Sony DCR SX40, 60 optical zoom, 2000 digital zoom. To turn it on, you just open it. I love that sound. This is where it all starts. This is my newest one, and I did not realize, because I was in such a rush, that it does not take tapes. It all goes on like a little memory card, memory stick. And I'll flip this one around to show you my other camera. What's annoying about this camera is it didn't come with a lens, and I can't use this lens, so it's really zoomed in on me. 800 digital zoom, 20 optical zoom. Came with these lenses, this lens and another lens. And this one came with footage of someone indoor skydiving. Oh, and I didn't even mention this in my short. Like, somebody left a camera sitting, and the family was talking during Christmas. That was a fun little treat too. And if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that this one is not my original camera. My original camera is this one, the DCR HC48. And as you know, I accidentally drowned it, and I don't have the heart to get rid of it. It's just sitting here, batteryless, sad. The mistakes we make. I feel like it's gonna be too loud out here because there's a plane going by every minute, it seems. I don't think I realized how much planes go by until vlogging. I wanted to be outside though, because it's nice out. Chicago's starting to show some springtime behavior. I'm wearing my mom's bomber jacket. I'll try to get a full view. One of her prized possessions, but she's letting me borrow it. She lets me borrow it. While we wait for that plane to go by, I'll pull up another note to self. Since it's getting nice out, this is relevant. Number 9, it's a little metaphorical too. Number 9, let's wait for this plane. Number 9, you can handle the heat more than you think. Let's put that right there. You can handle the heat more than you think. This can kind of mean anything, but basically something that seems scary. So for me, I went through a time, I guess it's still a time I'm going through, where the heat can kind of scare me, getting hot, the sensations of it. It's just, you know, what anxiety does. It's just anxiety, but the heat can kind of trigger it. Respect for those people living in Florida and all that. I think I've quoted this before, and I'll give credit to the Instagram Peace from Within, that uncomfortable doesn't mean unsafe. Uncomfortable doesn't mean unsafe. So that's kind of where this note to self was going, because there have been times where I've been dreading something, or I've been scared, I've had a fear, or I just don't believe that I can get past a certain fear. And so I guess in this instance, maybe it was the heat when I wrote this down. The time comes when you gotta face that thing. You gotta be brave. And a lot of the time, you handle it far better than you thought you were going to. So there's your note to self. I didn't have much luck at the thrift stores this week. Bad timing for a vlog that was supposed to be on like used things. But I am wearing this. Let's get a full shot of this. I also did realize recently, and this is TMI maybe, I'm uncomfortable most of the time. Okay, maybe not most of the time, but, and I think the biggest thing is the thing I shared just now, the uncomfortable doesn't mean unsafe. Okay, I don't want it to sound like I'm uncomfortable all of the time. I'm not uncomfortable all the time. I'm not uncomfortable right now, really. Well, I guess I am a little bit worried about getting stuff done. I'll talk about that in another video. I guess now's the time to talk about it, being uncomfortable. I've said all I need to say. Just look at the jacket, okay? It's a cool jacket. And then the inside is that. I think if you do struggle with anxiety, you can get so used to feeling that way. I had a conversation about this recently. And you think it's normal. You just think it's normal to be uncomfortable all the time. It's not. This is, the point of this whole thing, I think, is it's uncomfortable to talk about these things. It's uncomfortable to talk about being uncomfortable. And you gotta be comfortable with that. This is another one of my favorite used things that I own. I thrifted this. Should this episode be about being uncomfortable? Another favorite, which I think I've already worn on here. You know, next week I'm supposed to do V. I'm supposed to do a theme starting with V. And I was thinking vulnerability. Maybe I'll wait till then to talk about being uncomfortable. Well, this was another favorite thrifted thing, but it won't close. It doesn't fit anymore. Yeah, just won't zip. That's how it is sometimes. I guess we are talking about the uncomfortable things. Some other purchases in the used category, some favorite purchases. These coasters. These are like my favorite, one of my favorite things I bought. They're just so beautiful. Another one is this 101 Dalmatian mug. Dalmatian? Why'd I say that? One of my favorite movies. So I think that concludes this week's episode. Some notes to self, hopefully somewhere in there. Some mundane roaming of some thrift stores. Used things tell a story. And that's what I do like about using these cameras. It feels like I'm trying to tell a story. And they came with their own stories. And I got glimpses of those stories. But maybe I'm not showing enough about the uncomfortable parts. Because that's where the great things happen. That's where the life-changing things happen. I mean, I do try to be honest about some things. I think that's like with anything. There are uncomfortable things happening off camera. Social media is an example. This is an example. The uncomfortable things are uncomfortable to talk about. What does that mean for the rest of this project? Probably nothing. Hold on. We have a guest. We have a guest. What's up? What's up? So rude. Goodbye.